Hey everybody, today I'm going to be covering the festival playlist and how it works. This one's mainly for newer players that haven't played a Horizon before, but I'm going to try cover everything, so who knows, maybe high levels might learn something as well. To do this I'm going to cover the playlist over 2 weeks, over both a high and low level account. Hopefully that should cover just about everything. For example purposes, I'll start on my lower level account, because trials are locked to lower levels, and on my other account it basically has unlimited credits. So from the beginning, if it's not your first time in game, this screen will probably load up. This is the festival playlist. It changes weekly and fully changes playlists every 4 weeks. If you press RB or R1 on PlayStation here, you can scroll through to see which cars are available each week. To find your way to it from the home menu is here. And Forzathon also changes weekly as well, so I'll show you how to get to that, but I'll go more into depth about what Forzathon is in a video about car mastery. So for now I'll just show you how to get to it. Okay, back to the playlist. Use the left stick on the controller to scroll through it. Unfortunately the point system on this one was broken, which is pretty rare, but I'll try put some examples here so it makes a better sense. So if you scroll through here, there's a bunch of different events. When you complete these events it adds to your point totals here and here. So to start off with, we have weekly challenges. If you're a newer player, unless you originally have the car, I'd recommend just skipping over this for now, because for example this car is 200k, so you can do these if you want, but as a lower level I would just skip them, and I'll come back to it in the next one. Next is dailies. I believe these unlock for every day you log in, and if you don't do them they just stay unlocked throughout 4 weeks, and you can do them at any point to add to your total. So I'll start here and do as many as I can without spending all my credits, and give you guys a couple of examples of how to do these. So for this I'm going to go into my cars and press Y, or triangle I assume on PlayStation. And you go through these search options and take it out into some dunes and jump it around for a bit until you get the achievement. Next is this one. The search options are the same to get to the car, and then you find a dirt race, which is this icon. Complete that and that's that one done. And I'll just show the last one, I'm sure you get the point by now. Next we have Horizon Arcade. These are the pink circles on the map. I usually go with the drift one because it's easiest, but there are other options as well. And if you're high enough level to fast travel, you can use this to jump between rounds as well. And to unlock fast travel to any road by this house. And that's Horizon Arcades. If you're a lower level and wanted to do the trials but it's locked, but you have a higher level friend you can convoy with, you can still get into the trials through them too, if you really wanted. Next is Event Lab events. Push down on the right stick to see the restrictions, and press A or X for PlayStation to see where they are on the map. And the search options to find the cars for them are all the same as the daily ones were. I won't actually bother doing them for the video, but basically they just work like limited time races with restrictions, and some you have to travel to Event Lab Island for. Next we have the danger signs and stuff like that. These are pretty much the same as regular ones, but also have restrictions. These ones are relatively easy. Sometimes you have to spend a few minutes building up a car, but if I was going to do these between these two cars, it would probably be pretty easy. One's built for on-road and one's built for off-road. Next we have seasonal championships. These are basically standard street racing with restrictions. A on them to see where they are on the map. And when you join to them, take note for a second because it will show you where the other two races are. Next is treasure hunt. Honestly, I usually just YouTube FH5 followed by the treasure hunt name or something like that. It's way easier and sometimes the riddles are pretty much impossible to understand. So yeah, ironically for this one, I would just say use YouTube. And lastly for this week we have rivals. Pretty straightforward, don't hit the walls and you complete it. And that's it for week 1, I'll be back soon with week 2. Okay, and we're back. So for this one I'm going to use my higher level account and cover everything I didn't cover in the last one. But before that I'll point out the ones that haven't shown up over the 2 weeks, at least the ones I remember anyway. So for starters there's hide and seek. This is a pretty new game mode and I haven't played much of it, so I don't know how common this one will be. But it does show up, so I thought I'd mention it. There's also the Eliminator. This is sort of like a, I guess, Battle Royale type version of a card game. And also there's seasonal playground games, which is sort of like normal playground games but with restrictions and usually only last 2 rounds. So yeah, that's the ones I remember that haven't shown up. Moving into week 2 we have the weekly challenges. I will do them this time because I didn't last week. I'm not going to bother switching accounts for this example, but if I was on my other account I would probably still do this challenge as well, because chances are as a low level you still already own this car. It's quite common, and if not it's half the price as the last one anyway. Yeah, that's the challenges done the easy way. If I was on my other account, I'd pretty much do it the exact same way, except not get things like the engine swap, save the extra 50k. Next is dailies, that one's pretty straightforward, so I'll just skip over it. Then on to trials. I will quickly run this up because I didn't do it last week. So trials are a team of actual players versus computer, and points are awarded at the end by what position you finish in. I'll show what I can, but I don't want to accidentally shout out anyone that doesn't want to be, so if I don't show much, my bad. And it's the trials done, which for some reason didn't work again, but I'm just going to ignore that. Hopefully they fix it soon. These ones here are pretty much all the same as last time, so I'll skip over those. And lastly, the collectibles challenge, which is pretty straightforward, but I'll still put something up here anyway. And also when stuff like the point system breaking does happen, they also usually gift you something, so it's not all that bad. If you are a very low level, I'd recommend doing a bit of the career before moving on to the playlist, because you will need to do parts of the career to unlock things like, for example, to unlock drift zones you need to complete the Horizon Rush VR stunts. And yeah, I think that pretty much covers the festival playlists. I hope this was helpful. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.